I left the hotel room and it was dark. I went to sleep and it was dark. I woke up and I got zero sun exposure that day. It was an experience. That was really wild.
What's up, Response On players? We're back at it again with another exciting podcast. As
Question?
always, I'm Brian. Joining me today is.
Steph, a world traveler.
And I am James, sick traveler.
And I'm actually Brian Blues Traveler. Except I don't have my harmonica around anymore.
Darn, that's too bad. That's
I know,
really
right?
too bad.
Oh no. Anyway,
We're here today mostly because a few of us in this podcast call right now just got back from a big trip, and we're going to talk about it. So I figure we'll start from the very beginning. The two of you recently went to Scotland, obviously.
Mhm.
When did you guys leave?
Jeez, when did we leave? Like,
well, what do you consider leaving? So on the 19th, we
Were you
flew
no
out.
longer at your house?
All right, that would be on
Because
the
we're on the trip.
19th then. We
Okay.
we went to Detroit and
Became human.
we did
yeah.
indeed. So we went there and kind of hung out with some of the guys from the trading post and kind of just prepared everything because that's where our flight from Detroit was going to fly over to. It was a connecting flight, so it was Frankfurt and then Frankfurt to Glasgow.
So you're saying your Detroit flight was going to fly out of Detroit?
Correct.
It
That
did.
makes sense.
It
That
did.
is what
It
he was
did.
saying, yeah.
Correct. It did fly from Detroit.
And it did do that. It did.
And then it
Turns
was
out.
going to arrive at Frankfurt, and then you had a
Mhm.
Frankfurt flight that was leaving from Frankfurt
Correct.
and arriving in Glasgow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that flight did arrive in Glasgow. So
Okay,
Makes
well,
sense.
I know that's really exciting, but I'm going to talk about really actually interesting things.
Well,
They
I was
have,
actually going to ask how the flight was. I was just mostly making fun of his verbiage on the Detroit flight thing.
the flight from Detroit to Frankfurt was really not that bad. I have never, like, the longest flight that I had ever taken was like, I think a 6 hour flight from like LAX to Boston. And so I'd never flown internationally before, and it was like an overnight
Same.
flight. Yeah, it was not as bad as I was expecting. It was, they fed us like a lot, like too much food. And it was like decent. Like I put a short out, about like, and there was like airplane food in like the first little bit of the short because it was like everything I ate in Scotland. It was fine. It was like better than Applebee's, I would say. Like, or maybe on par.
Dang.
It was microwave food.
Dang.
For
that's
sure.
the
But, like,
standard, right? Is it better than Applebee's?
Yeah, like
I
it,
mean,
it
that's
was.
how I live my life. And like,
Yeah.
would I consider it over Chili's? It's probably good.
Yeah, it was totally fine. It was like, here's your. They gave us like a dinner. I think we got a snack before that. I don't remember. It was like snack, dinner. Then we had like tea and coffee afterwards. Then we slept for a little bit. Then we woke up and they gave us breakfast. And it was like, this is really nice, actually. I kind of enjoyed it. Is that weird that I kind of enjoyed the flight? Like I got to just like not exist and eat for a while.
I mean, if you had a good time, you had a good time. That's
I
really all
did.
that matters.
I also read an entire book.
Ooh,
On
what'd you
that
read?
flight. God, what was it called? I actually don't remember what it was called, but
Okay,
it
well,
was
you can message
by
me with it later.
it was an author named Kingfisher. It was like a Snow White retelling, and then they like snuck in some romance at the end. And I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm okay with it. So it was pretty cool.
It's kind of how Snow White goes.
Yeah, a little bit,
They
huh?
stick in the
Yeah,
romance at the very
yeah,
end.
you're right, actually, and it was weird. That was a weird romance, like in the original Snow White. What was that guy thinking?
He was thinking he was going to kiss a question mark dead lady and
I think she should have
live
gotten with one of
happily ever
the.
after.
She should have gotten with one of the dwarves. I'm gonna say it. She should have gotten with Doc.
The
I
doc,
think.
With
Yeah.
the
Doc.
one who acted like an adult.
I'm shipping them. That's it.
That's it. I'm writing the fanfic right now.
But yeah, the food is really good. And then we landed in Frankfurt, and they have a smoking area in the airport in Frankfurt. The Europeans really like smoking. Crazy. Not trying to be like a blanket statement, but I did notice that there's a lot more smoking happening in Europe than that I've seen in the last like 10 years in America. Like it's like European like smoking scene is the same as it was like for America in the 90s. Like there's
Yeah.
still a lot of that going on over there. So that was kind of surprising. That was like the most culture shock that I experienced was like, holy shit, everybody smokes here.
Yeah, I mean they had ashtrays on the plane. They weren't able
They
to
did.
smoke because it was like a U.S. flight. But
Mhm.
apparently you can do it on like international flights for like that aren't going to the U.S. I guess
Maybe it's just a
Sure.
Germany thing.
maybe.
Well, it could be a Germany thing, but I understand from my stereotypes 101 class I took a long time ago that the French really like to smoke.
Yeah, I did know that. I wasn't expecting it for Germany and also like Europe broadly.
So that was her experience on the flight. What about yours, James?
It was pretty much the same. I think she had like pasta. There was like a barbecue question mark chicken meal that I had that was perfectly fine. They gave us like this little I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a bakery hot pocket thing kind of, but it was like broccoli and I don't even remember all broccoli and some meat I think.
No, it was broccoli and cheddar, and it was terrible. I remember
no,
that. This is
no,
horrible.
you're wrong.
No,
it was incredibly
burnt
good.
and
It was
hard.
very
It was
good.
hard as a rock and burnt. He's lying.
Well, you just got the wrong one. My sucks to suck, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I might have just gotten the burnt one.
Mine was
It
good as
sounds like, I was going to say, it sounds like you lost the 50-50 on that.
I think so.
But yeah, that was about it. I just watched way too much Suits because I've been trying to burn through the end of that show.
Oh my god.
And
Why Suits?
I don't know.
It's fine. I don't actually care.
Yeah, and then I slept or tried to, not very well. Definitely slept much better on the flight back, but that's for later.
Do you not sleep well on flights in general?
I usually do, which I was kind of surprised. Like I don't know. The seats were not uncomfortable. Like it was surprisingly comfortable to sit for 8 hours, but I don't know, couldn't find the right spot. So I would like fall asleep for like a little bit and then I'd wake up and I just couldn't go back to sleep. So it is what it is. But I mean, yeah, I went by faster than I was expecting and it was not as like uncomfortable as I thought it was going to be. Like I've had worse 2-hour flights than I did on the 8-hour one. So I was like a little skeptical on whether or not I'd want to go like traveling overseas again just because of the flight. Not a concern. I would do it again in a
But
heartbeat.
now you're like, actually,
Yeah.
let's see if we can figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
super
fair,
super
that's fair.
easy flight. I also did not really sleep. I don't sleep on planes or in cars very much anyway, but I especially didn't sleep on that plane because it was like really hot. Like really hot. And they didn't have like the little air vents. I don't know if that was just like Lufthansa, but like there was no airflow and I was hot as hell. And
That's true.
I
It was
had a
very
bunch
hot.
of stuff piled. They give us like a pillow and a blanket and like, I didn't need the blanket, so there was just blankets hanging out. And I just had a bunch of stuff on my lap and I was like, okay, I'm in a middle tube. I'm very aware of that fact.
Over the ocean.
Over the
Or
ocean.
that-
Tried not to think about that.
Never to be found if we disappear.
Yeah.
Probably not to be found. We actually kind of live in like modern day, so probably could be found pretty easily. If
Oh, by the
someone
way.
was trying to find you.
The book is Hemlock and Silver.
Hemlock and Silver. Okay.
Yeah. It's cute.
I said you could message it to me in case you were like afraid of being embarrassed by what you read.
No, I don't
Right.
care. It was cute. She's I like this author. She's a romance author. She writes like fantasy romance. So, I don't really that's fine. There was nothing
Yeah,
nasty in this book. It was totally totally appropriate
Totally clean.
to read on a plane.
Sure. It was a romantasy book. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I always advocate reading.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good skill that people should have. Card gamers don't do it near enough.
That's for sure.
Okay, so you've landed in Glasgow. And was
Well-
this like, I assume this was a day before the trip?
Yeah. So we,
Yeah.
we landed in Frankfurt first and we had a 5-hour layover.
Okay, so you were there for a while.
Yeah, we were there for a while. But according to everything that we heard, 5 hours is not enough time to like leave the airport and do anything. We were like, I
That
guess we're just
sounds right anywhere else in
Yeah.
the U.S., so that makes
yeah.
sense.
So I was like, we're just kind of stuck here. We were on the same flight as some of the Trading Post people, so we were there with Alex Parker, Phil Birch, and Mitchell Chimino.
Okay.
And we just kind of posted up. I played some games with Mitchell, played some Universes, and then played some Riftbound. And then they went and found a spot to nap and didn't tell anybody. So so we were sitting there tired, and then we like go looking for them, and we just found them curled up in these little pods, like just comfy as hell, and
And sleeping.
Yeah, we
Little-
like
little-
didn't know
little
each other
jealous.
very well at that point, so I think they were just like, okay, we're gonna go now, and then they found a spot, and they didn't want to be like, hey guys, come sleep over here with us.
Come sleep with us.
To be fair,
yeah, but it was fine. Had a little panini that was really good actually. I liked that a lot. And then then we went to Glasgow, and we arrived on Friday, right?
no, it was third. What did we?
It was pretty sure it was like noon on Friday.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually,
And then the event was Saturday, Sunday.
Correct.
Yes, that is right. That is right.
Okay. So Friday, it's less than 24 hours remaining to our tournament.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys feeling?
I was feeling great
Tired.
because I wasn't gonna compete, so
Tired.
I was there for vibes
You were just there to go to Scotland.
and content, ostensibly.
See. Ostensibly, yeah.
So the rule was, because of jet lag, we were not allowed to go to bed until like midnight that night,
Mm-hmm.
even though we had been up since whatever, 16, 17 hours ago was local time. And so then we have like another 12 hours. So we ended up staying up until, I think I did manage to stay up until midnight, which at that point was like being awake for like 27, 28 hours, I think. Very, very tired. But we did go walk around the town a little bit, and that was a lot of fun.
Sure.
Yeah, it was. We got cheeky Nando's, and it was
Got some cheeky
Applebee's.
Nando's with the boys.
It sure was Scotland flavored Applebee's. Not even Scotland. It was just like it was kind of just British flavored Applebee's. I don't know. It was just kind of fine. Like I kind of knew that going in. I was like, this is just gonna be a chain restaurant, and it was, and
Yeah.
it was okay.
Isn't it like a chicken place?
Yeah, it was.
think so,
It was
yeah.
chicken that exists.
It was indeed.
Dang. Wow. Chicken that exists.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I won't call you out to any of our UK viewers because they're already going to be in the comments about it.
hmm
If they're Nando's enjoyers, I'm sure.
Yeah,
they'll
I
be
wonder. Is this
up
like
in
a
arms.
is this a divisive topic for like the UK, like Nando's, or is it like a Chili's type thing where it's like, yeah, some people like it, but most people are just like whatever about it.
I mean, I don't live there, obviously, so I'm not going to speak for a whole country that I don't live in.
Mm-hmm.
At least not in an authoritative manner. But for my vague understanding, it's kind of like In-N-Out or like
Okay.
Whataburger. It's a regional thing where there are some people who are very diehard about it.
Yeah, it's sort of like a cult thing, like a
Yeah.
cult following, I
Interesting.
guess.
If you're a Nando's
But-
enjoyer, let us know in the
I could be wrong.
comments and tell me why.
Yeah. Tell me, literally, please tell us why.
Because
Explain.
to them,
Show your
it's
work.
probably really good chicken. That's really all it takes, right?
Yeah. I suppose.
Why are you such an In-N-Out enjoyer, Steph?
The burgers are good, and the fries are good. I don't like In-N-Out. Like, okay, so the closer you get to the West Coast, like the better it gets. So there's like imagine like a curve, right? Like your proximity to the West
Except-
Coast, that curve's going up in terms of quality. Like,
Except it's like a very specific spot in the West Coast because I remember talking about having it in Sacramento, and you're like, that doesn't count.
okay, yeah, Southern California. Sorry.
Yeah.
Approach as you approach Southern California, the quality of the In-N-Outs get better and better.
Which I would think Northern California is pretty close to Southern California.
Well, I think I don't know. Sacramento is like kind of centrally, right?
Okay,
Ish,
so
Central
Central
North?
California is also probably pretty close to Southern California.
Central
Yeah, but you could
California
get
kind of
better.
doesn't exist. It kind of doesn't exist. It's kind of just there. That Central California is kind of just Texas. It's just
If
kind
you
of
live
I
in
just-
Central
and I
California,
just
let us
remember-
know and tell us why.
Yeah. And I just remember saying I had it now, and it was good, I guess. Like, it wasn't amazing.
I've had In-N-Out in Texas and it was ass, and then I had it in New Mexico and it was okay. I had it in Arizona and it was pretty good. Nevada, pretty good. And then California, like Southern California In-N-Out is like you can't get better. It's just so good. And people are gonna be
Yeah.
really mad about these statements. They're gonna be like, In-N-Out sucks, because like anytime you mention In-N-Out, it's like this like it's such a topic for debate. But I'm here to tell you you're wrong, and it's really good.
Well, I'm just saying, from my understanding on the internet abroad, that's kind of how Nando's is.
Okay, I could see that then. I could see that.
So, they have like, well, you didn't have Nando's in in London. So
Yeah, maybe that's the difference. Is like Glasgow Nando's is just kind of it's like the Texas In and Out, right? It's like, why are you eating Nando's in Glasgow? Why are you eating In and Out in Texas?
it's cheap. It's still close.
Yeah,
Though I agree, I would probably go to P. Terry's instead.
I don't know what that is.
Drive-through burger joint. Pretty cheap. I actually had it for lunch today. It was very good.
Is it P
Interesting.
period Terry?
Yes.
Oh, is their mascot a pterodactyl?
I don't know.
Okay, missed
Maybe.
opportunity. It should be.
I'm pretty sure it's that person's name who originally founded it.
That person should have been a pterodactyl.
It should have been.
I know, right? That would have actually been really cool. But I'm pretty sure he's just some guy. So you stayed up late. You said you went sightseeing a little bit pre-tournament.
Yeah, we walked around. We kind of checked out the area. It was dark. It gets dark there at about 4 o'clock, so it was dark pretty quick. And then we were like in awe of just like the architecture, 'cause it's like really old buildings. You don't really see that in America because the country's only a couple hundred years old. So we were just like, holy shit, that's an old building, and it's literally like an office building. And we're just like, whoa. It's like the sanitation department, and we're just like, holy man.
Yeah, it's funny to think about, but it's honestly true. It's just like, yeah, they're like, this is where, like, later in the trip they
This
were
is
like,
our DMV.
yeah, literally, it was
yeah.
like, this is
For
our
1,200 years.
exactly, it's our office for whatever's like just not that interesting, and they're like, this building's been around for ever, and it looks incredible, and I'm just like, wow. Yeah, it was. I mean, even just driving in from the airport, I was just like stunned looking at some of the architecture. I was just like, this is like the most beautiful place that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It's so funny because I feel like people are hearing us say this about Glasgow and they're like laughing their asses off, because I have heard people from Scotland say Glasgow is not that nice. And they're just like, you should go to Edinburgh. So they're just like, these Americans are like stunned by a city that some people don't even like that much. I really liked Glasgow. I thought it was
I liked it a
amazing.
lot. Yeah, I thought I one thing that I've seen in a couple different cities in America, because there are some that are more than others, especially like LA a little bit. But like the walkability is crazy there.
Yeah.
Like everything is so easy to get to. Like anything we needed within a 10-minute walk was there, and we ended up, like, without even realizing it, we ended up like hitting a few different stops, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna go to this place, and it ended up just being where we started at. It was like we just made like a big circle and found everything that we needed. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was incredible. We also ended up walking like 10 miles a day, which is like, man, I would be so healthy if I could do this at home. Like, it would be amazing, but not really possible in America for a variety of reasons that are very political. So we're not going to go into it.
Well, some of it's political. Some of it's just like
Some of
old.
it's, yeah. Some of it's just that it's a big country and we're really spread out. Our cities are spread out.
Word.
And, GM did some shady. Okay. I won't go down that
We
line.
won't go down the
Okay.
corporate stuff of it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
just,
I'm like, if you guys like it so much, why don't you marry it?
I might.
Might have to.
So you do that. You stayed up way too late.
Mhm.
Steph did whatever Steph was doing.
The same thing,
and
mostly. I just stopped. When they started playing Commander, I was like, okay, I'm going to the room.
Goodbye, nerd.
Yeah.
We did find
So
Momos
you go to
there.
bed.
Yeah.
You get up.
Momos.
It's tournament time.
Mm-hmm.
What are you playing?
I played Devil Jin. I played the same deck
Anyway,
that
so that's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Okay, so you're playing Devil Jin.
Yeah,
I assume no spice. It's just what everybody expects from Devil Jin right now.
pretty much. I would have run Hate Fish if I found them there. I thought about bringing them and then didn't, and I was like, maybe I'll run it as like a Tua, but I didn't find any there, at least not from the vendor. And so, yeah, I just took out Teaming for Besiege, and then I took out Long Range Support for Pass-Through Walls at a 2 of, and those are the only changes that I made from the same, like, the web list that I played at Stark Dark.
I do like the idea for Hate Fish. I think that's really fun.
Hate Fish is interesting for sure, especially with
I mean, you
with
tell
Neon
it
Machine.
double, and then you give it plus. Yeah, and like you give it plus 10, plus 5.
Yep.
It's really funny. Just like, yeah, man, it's basically unblockable, and also it's an 11-12, and then I give it my
And then
my
I get
own
it.
stats because I'm I'm Devil Jin. I'm an adult.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I thought it was a really good idea. I considered it after seeing one of my locals play Hatefish in. They were playing Hatefish in April, and they were doing Mutant Machine stuff. And I was like, Hatefish with Mutant Machine's pretty cool. And I was like, what symbol does that have? And he's like, oh, it's got chaos on it. So I could play
Chaos
this in
Evil. All? Is it all
yes,
evil
it is
chaos?
all.
I was just trying to remember rando symbols.
Yeah, definitely all. And I was like, I could play this in Devil Jin, and that would be funny as hell. And then I was like, I didn't test it, and I was too much of a coward to try to just like run it raw. And so I was like, I'm not gonna do
It would
this.
also given you another low, right?
Correct. And
Shove
then
in for I turn it to a low.
correct. And then I heard that Sri was playing it, and I just considered it, but I would have done it. I would have taken out 2 Besiege for 2 Hatefish, but I just couldn't find them. Ran the regular deck, and it did pretty good. Played through the event, went 5-2.
How many rounds did you guys play?
7. Played 7 rounds.
Okay, so 7 rounds. And then about how many people were there? Out of curiosity, I didn't really get to watch.
75, I believe.
Okay, that's a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's playing lame ass Devil Jin. Steph, what are you up to on Saturday?
I feel like, okay, I'm sure everybody's seen this meme. You ever see like the guy who's like freaking out, like trying to like do something on his computer, and he's like, and he's like clicking, and the other guys say it's too late to make it, but is it too late to try? Like that was me, just like walking around Glasgow, and James is like fighting for his life to get like top 16, and I'm walking to the Christmas market. I'm drinking mulled wine. I went to
Ooh, mulled wine.
Waterstones, and I like looked at the books. You know, like I was having the time of my
You
life.
didn't
It
even
was great.
stay. and-
Hell no, I
and
didn't
support.
stay.
You're like, this place sucks. I'm
Hell
out
no.
of here, nerds.
I was like, good luck. See you later.
That's so funny.
I came back every once in a while to like get, I got B-roll of the area, and I took some I talked to him a little bit in between rounds. Honestly though, like truly I try to stay away when James is like competing, because I feel like I am bad luck when he's competing, and when I'm like hanging out in the event, he does not do well. But when I'm far away or not there, he does great. Like I wasn't there at Stark Dark, and he got like 3rd. So like
Yeah.
me being closer, like I feel like I don't know, I'm like radioactive to like his like win.
It was so funny. In like the last
year.
round, she was like walking back towards the event because we were about to finish up, and I like made a decision that cost me the game, cost me a game, because I was like, I'm not going to trust my deck to check 5s, so I'm going to build Cerritos and make sure I'm going to check a 5, and then I missed damage by like just a little bit. Whereas if I had just built Mutant Machine, I would have won. And then I played the next game, and then we went to game 3, and I ended up winning it fairly handedly, I believe. But it was funny because after that match is over, I look at my messages, and she's like, I'm on my way back. And then she goes, oh, too close, I'm backing up. And I just like, in my canon, as she got close, I made the decision to build Cerritos. And then
Hit the threshold, and you're like, I have to be dumb now.
Literally.
Yeah, and then she stepped backwards, and I won. And it's so funny to think about.
It's because
I
we
mean,
share a brain cell, so like when I get close, it's like that one brain cell is working twice as hard. But when we're apart, he gets more of the brain cell, and I'm
Because
just
he's trying to use it right then.
yeah, and I'm just kind of like brain off, looking at pretty lights.
Brain off, drinking mulled wine, having best life.
Yes, dude, it was great.
Dang,
But yeah,
I wish I'd
I,
gone just so I would have just gone with you. I don't care.
Ah,
what
dude,
turn
you would
it.
have loved it. You would have had the time of your life. It was so fun walking
Heck
around.
yeah,
I mean,
would've.
we landed, and I was like, damn, I wish the team was here. Like I was pretty sad that you guys were. I think I even said that in Discord. Like I was pretty
Yeah,
sad.
I think you
were
guys
gonna
were
be there.
referencing saying you guys are having a blast, and I'm like, must be nice. I'm at work.
I'm at work.
Yeah, but yeah,
That
I
being
got
said, I like my job, so
That's fair. I liked Scotland. I got a bunch of.
Scotland seems nice though.
Got a bunch of good footage.
Cool.
Yeah, B-roll for the vlog. We did a few shorts things.
I
They
watched
were
those,
competing, so
since
like
I
I
wasn't
didn't
there for
have, like when people are competing, I don't have a ton of time to do shorts or do interviews and stuff because people are busy
It's
competing.
hard, yeah.
And it was a pretty small venue, so I didn't want to just like hang out next to the prize wall guy and just like do nothing. But we are planning kind of like an international spotlight video where we did some interviews with people that were playing in the Glasgow Regional. So probably not going to have that out by the end of the year, just because it's the end of the year and we've got tons of other stuff to do. But hopefully early
there's so
next
much going
year.
on.
Yeah, hopefully early next year we'll have that out, and that way people kind of get a feel for the international community, like how they speak, how they look, how they talk, the things they care about, and just kind of see the diversity of it, and kind of see, I don't know, just kind of try to like personalize that a little more, because I know
For
it's
sure.
kind of hard to put yourself in the shoes of like the international community when you're in NA, because like we get everything handed to us on a plate, right? Like we're being prioritized, and I don't think that's unfair to say. I think people will
Oh no, I
probably
think that's
agree with
definitely
that.
true. We are getting prioritized, and I
Yeah,
think part of that is because the company's here. I mean, a lot of that is because
yeah,
the
of
company's
course.
here. We might be able to get that with the vlog stuff, but I also don't know when that's going to go out either. So,
Yeah, I think this will
like, you
be.
still are probably right about when that's all going to get shown.
Yeah.
It could come out earlier than that if it, depending on what it gets put in. That's not our decision. We have an editor for those things. He'll make
Well,
that decision.
this
So
one is
blame
my
Andrew if
decision.
you're not happy
I will
when
be
that thing
editing
comes
this
out.
video just because it'll be easier, because I have kind of I have like an idea in my
Oh,
head,
you have a
and
vision. Yeah,
yeah, so
you're an artiste.
instead of trying to like explain it and have kind of like a middleman going on, like I was like, whatever, I'll just, like, there's not a ton, so it's just like stitching videos together, and then I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, how do I do this transition? I don't know what I'm doing.
In fact, that's I plugged to a completely different thing we do. That's how I was for my first Junk to Jinx because I edit all those. I was just like, okay, I can't figure out how to put a transition into this video. And he's like,
Yeah,
oh, you go here, here, here. I'm like, oh, great, thank you. I'm never gonna ask this again.
yeah,
And then it was like, okay, well, what would you do here? And he's like, I don't know, I'd probably do this. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me.
hmm
I'm never gonna ask that again either. And
yeah,
then like my first video took like 6 hours, and my second video took like two. I was
yeah,
like, damn, this is so much easier.
Nice.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Video editing's not too bad. I just
It's
when it's
not
like
that
really
bad, yeah.
long episodes, I don't love doing that. So like I prefer like
Fair.
the shorter form stuff. Like 5 minutes and under is more, it's more my speed. That's more
That's
what
why
I enjoy
you're
doing.
our shorts Zarina.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. Didn't even think about that. But yeah, because I'm editing it, I'm not doing that before Christmas. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so tournament was going on. You were talking about going 5-2 in your 7 rounds. Before we talk about where that put you in the overall ranking of the 75 bodies, who'd you play against? What were some notable like events during the actual tournament time?
Oh, goodness, I didn't write notes, so I don't know if I remember everything, but I know I started the day with Godzilla, and it was kind of close, just depending on kind of. I mean, it's just kind of like a high roll check. I managed to do 17 damage twice. Like I did two 17 damage moves, one game one. They came back and did most of my health on turn two, and then killed me on turn three, and then game three, I managed to kind of squeak it out. Round
Sounds like you
two,
got hit with the Godzilla special in
yeah.
round two.
Oh, for sure. It was I thought I was dead on two, and then they stopped playing cards, and I was like,
Which
I don't think I win here, but at least I'm not dead yet.
which I will say is also what I considered the Ochako special back in the day. And just like, I don't have to kill you. What if I just bring you to like no health, and then you're
Yeah.
terrified of anything that happens next turn? There's
Yeah.
no way you kill me, right? I'm Godzilla. I'm Ochako. I have 1,000,000 health.
Yeah, and they were playing like the 8 damage, the one speed 8 damage throw as well. And I
Oh
was
yeah,
just like, my goodness, this is a lot of damage.
it's for infinity, and you go. I guess I'll take half of that.
Yeah. So it was pretty interesting. I was expected to see Godzilla, but round
Yeah,
one was
totally.
not my favorite thing to see because I historically don't like Godzilla. At least not playing against them.
You're
But
a Godzilla hater. We all know that. You hate
correct.
lizards.
My round two, if I'm remembering correctly, was Mega Mutant, which was a deck that I had not seen yet and was very
Cool.
interesting. Um,
I'm already interested because Mega Mutant is cool. I think it's a cool
yeah,
idea.
they were doing like you play cute host Kodo, and then you play all your attacks, and they all get big. One of the coolest things they did was there's the I think it's like April's Intervention or something like that, where it's a 3/3. If it deals damage, they can stack their deck.
Are you talking about the one that's like a 1/1 or whatever,
No,
and
it's
it
a
lets you look at the top two?
no.
Like
It's a three
the interview.
difficulty.
Oh,
Three
it's the other
diff-
one. It's the other
yeah,
one. Okay.
3 diff, 3 low for 3. If it deals damage, you stack your deck from your discard.
And of course,
And
it's huge because it says ally like everything else.
correct. So these were 6/6, and then because it's a 3, they then stacked a 6, played another one, checked it. It's like a 7/7, and then again an 8/8, and like they almost
And they
turned to
stack
me.
it, Yeah.
It was
I'm in. That sounds funny.
very cool. It was crazy. I was like, I did not realize. I realized damage was coming. I did not realize I'm gonna do 28 and have my entire board ready. Damage was coming. So that was pretty. That was pretty impressive. From
I didn't realize
there,
it was kill a 6-hander, and also I can hold up to block, and also I'm still Mega Mutant, so I have like 30 something health.
yeah. So that was a very cool game. I did end up taking that, but it was pretty close. I made a couple mistakes throughout that did some zone change or did not change some zones when I should have. And definitely made it a bit closer than it should have been. But that was a really good game in a deck that I was impressed with. Round 3, I ended up playing against one of the Mikasas, which all of them ended up topping. But I played against Teo, and that was a very close game. Played very well. I just didn't quite have enough to get the kill. I ended up losing that game, but it was very close.
They were all playing Mikasa 4?
Correct. The 5-hander.
Yeah, Kizuru's Hope.
Yes. Yeah, there was 3 of them, and I believe they all converted into top cut.
Dang, they all converted? That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, the deck is very good. It's also very good specifically against Devil Jin, because it has a lot of the answers that it needs. I mean, with things like fighting for control, always cool, like there's just there's so many. Like they after they're bored, they get Desperate Struggle and Hero's Upbringing. Like there's just a lot of answers for the Devil Jin deck inside of that Mikasa list.
Sure, makes sense.
So hard matchup. I wasn't expecting to win. I got closer than I thought, but all in all, it is what it is. I ended up playing 2 peaks throughout the day. The first one, it was right after lunch, and I don't know what was going on, but I just did not play for the life of me. Like I played so poorly. I made a ton of mistakes and just ended up losing out that match. There was one time where I did not change an attack to a low, even though it was very clear that they only had a high block. So I put the low attack in there, but not say the words make it a low. And then they blocked and then killed me. The second one, I'm not as upset about this one. I just made a kind of a judgment call. I was like, I've played 2.5 games of I'm only playing lows, and you've got 1 card in hand. Surely it's a low. And then, so I make it high, and not only do they have a high block, it's showdown. And it just kind of ends my turn. Yeah, it was. I was like, I'm gonna make a soul read here, and I'm gonna say your 1 card against the all low deck is a low. I'm gonna make this high.
And he soul read you and went, I held the high anyway, dumbass.
Yeah. So is what it is.
He soul read you back. That's so funny.
I know. Yeah, it is what it is. It was a great game.
Actually, you brought up a thing. Showdown, I'm so sad that it's going to be gone soon. That card's so cool.
That card's
and
cool.
I don't feel like that card is like unfair. I'm just going to be sad next year when I don't get to Showdown people for anything.
Yeah, that one's really good. That one and Barrier Shield both leaving is going to be a hard hit for a lot of the defensive decks.
Evil is going to have to suck it up for a while.
Yeah, I ended up losing that game.
So you lost to a peak and lost to Hoozer's Hope.
Yep.
I actually don't even know that's how it's pronounced. I'm just assuming that's right.
Yeah,
anyway,
he's round 5, I played against Alex Parker from Trading Post. He was playing Ghidorah, and that was that was the hardest match, I think, of the day for me, just because I had to play it extremely differently. I managed to get lucky in game 1 and find a crazy line that built all of my assets and took 2 heads on like turn 3, and then of course I had like a perfect setup where I had like 2 Goblin Bolts and 3 Mutant Machines, and so with Devil Jin damage I can make it a head on half, so that way if they use the true 100% and they still take half and die, and also it's 15-15, and I've got double Goblin Bolt, so I can cancel Barrier Shield. And kind of, so I had all the pieces that I need. I basically just made it for 20 damage, so that way if they half block, they still die, and throw it out. And so that was game 1.
Yeah, so you gathered Exodia. You had all the pieces.
Pretty much. It was kind of insane the way that it ended up.
For game 1.
Game 2, we have 30 minutes left, and I am not convinced Ghidorah can kill me in 30 minutes. So I take ahead on turn
Depends.
2, and then I don't play an attack. I build one pass for 4 turns. And basically, the way it lined out, he played double true 100% for all but 1 health. And then played the last attack, which was a gigantification swing, and I perfect check to block. And then we would go to time throughout my turn and I would win, but I did also have the hand that just killed him. So I ended up taking it 2-0 on that one. But it was like playing Devil Jin in a way where I'm like, I'm not attacking. I'm just trying to defend myself as best I can. Because
a crackback is real.
Yeah. And it's like very... I had to use my brain in a very different way throughout that match, because I was like, not only do I have to like try to figure out what you're doing so that way I can make sure I'm blocking it, I also was drawing a lot of attacks. And so I'm like, I wanted to build a few more, honestly, but I just had a handful of attacks, but I was not going to swing at him. And so I was like, I'm just build one pass. And we did that for like 4 turns. And finally I was like, I found my opening. Like we're at the point now where you have to kill me this turn so we tie, or I win. And then they went in and couldn't find it. And I was like, now I win. So it was very, very interesting for me. I liked that game a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I think Ghidorah is really cool, obviously.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, he couldn't kill me. I'm like, well, I don't know. If you're playing this moves for 18...
Yeah, the way that
do that twice.
Yeah, the way that deck was built, I was like, and the way he was playing it, I was like, I don't think you can kill me this quick. Like, I think if I play defensively, I don't think you can kill me.
I do play Ghidorah like an aggro player.
Yeah,
I want to kill you though.
Yeah, he was, and he sat, and when we talked about it, like between rounds previously, and when we sat down, he was playing a prison deck, and I was like, okay. Now that I've won game 1, your prison deck can't kill me.
Turns out, actually, you're locked in here with me.
Yeah,
not the other way around.
Was almost wrong. If he had an extra if I had an extra foundation in my stage, I would have died because I lived at 1 from those true 100s. So it was like the perfect line there. But I had a really, really great game for that. It was a lot of fun. My final 2 rounds were against Pumat Soul and then the other Peak. The Pumat Soul is just
that sounds cool.
Doing mutant machine things very aggressively. They managed to find both mutant machines turn 2 each game, and just like play it, build it, finally build the other one with dramatic slash, play pristine sword play to do for like 17, 18 damage. Like it was crazy. I almost died on turn 2 both games. Luckily, because of the way that deck works, they didn't have a whole lot of foundations. So when it did become my turn, I was like, well, now I'm going to kill you.
Okay, well, you're not allowed to block either. So
yeah.
Slam.
Exactly. That's kind of how it went. Kill on turn 2 or 3 both games. But still, I think that deck is like one of the closest ones to being real that is just not quite good enough. I think...
I also think that's the closest, like, really fair, like, mutant machine deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It's like, no, I have to use my character to cheat, which I think is the totally good way to cheat things like Mutant Machine is go. Well, no, my character does that.
Yeah, that should be like the only time.
My character is special.
Right, yeah, well, it's like the only time you should be allowed to cheat is when your character does it.
Like, my only complaint with Devil Jin is that it's not... I mean, he does facilitate it, obviously, because he puts in multiple attacks.
Uh-huh.
But, like, he doesn't care about assets. He cares about attacks.
Yeah.
He gets to cheat that because of the action.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Pumat Soul goes, no. That asset is the whole reason I'm doing this. Here, I'm cheating this, and now I'm going to try and win.
Yeah.
So, and it's cool that it was very close.
Yeah, I like that deck.
I think it's very good.
I played against that deck twice in tournaments. I also played against it in Toronto, and it was kind of the same thing. They just built the mutant machines early, swung for a ton of damage before it's blockable on turn 2, and make you try to figure it out. So I think it's a really cool deck. The last deck that I played against was Peak, and that was a pretty close match. They built their entire hand with on in game one, and only had a Botans coaching for draw. So I just went heist, goblin bolt, seal Botans, and then still had to kind of figure it out because yeah, I still it was harder than I was expecting to kill them with no cards in hand because of like Peak and Greater Goal. So it was like still it's hard to think giving because I had heist, so giving +5/+5 and then having no cards in hand and like almost not getting there is kind of crazy to think about. But
I mean, but like -4 is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not hard for Peak to do with a Greater Goal on board.
Yeah, and it was still like turn 2, I think, so I only had like 3, maybe 4 foundations.
Yeah, you could get like 3 attacks in at best.
Yeah, so we ended up taking that one.
You checked bad, which isn't a bad check, it's actually the good check.
Right.
When it happens at the right time.
Yeah. Game 2, they took, I played an attack line that didn't quite get there, and they played like 4 Harness Undeaths, I think. It just killed me. And then game 3...
Interesting.
Yeah, they were playing like backup Peak.
Interesting. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I enjoyed the list. I thought it was really interesting. And obviously, like Peak is like still a character that I think is can be scary for sure.
I think she's just waiting for some of the other big titans to fall down, and then she just gets to go, "Hey, I'm still here, and I was still scary."
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then game 3, we just played good Devil Jin. Managed to find the good ones early and make him huge. And ended up taking that. So I finished 5-2, which did not put me in top cuts because we got to a top 8, which was 5-1-1. But we did get 12th place, so we got top 16 prizing, which is the first time I've gotten top 16 in a major, and also the first time I've ever gotten a mat with words on it that say top something. So that was really exciting for me.
Congratulations! Yay! I'm so proud of you, boy.
Good job.
The student has not surpassed the master yet because I got 9th.
No.
Damn. Yeah, it doesn't quite count as top, I think, but like I feel like the mat makes it count a little tiny bit.
Oh no, the mat totally counts. If you got top 16 mat, you got top 16 mat.
Yeah,
I have a top 16 mat, and I have my Nats mat and stuff. Like those count. Honestly, the best mat obviously is my Worlds mat. That's the one that counts the most.
Right.
It's the biggest tournament. But I'm like, you're right behind me, and that's where I want you to be. Always one step behind. You'll never beat me.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that we didn't make the top cut there. Not just because obviously like
we're so close, obviously.
Yeah, obviously top cut's cool, but like the biggest thing is like if I had gotten top 8, that is the perfect amount. That was like the perfect amount of points that I needed to get my day 2 invite. And so now I have to go to Buffalo to try and get it. So
are you gonna? Or is that the plan?
I believe that's the plan right now because it's like a 20-person tournament right now, and I have to make top 16. So
it's probably gonna be about 40-ish people. It's probably 50. We'll probably hit the 50 mark on it. Is what I'm expecting.
Yeah. How many people are signed up right now? It's like around 20, right?
There's 27.
And there's people that don't like pay and sign up until the day of. Like there's usually at least like 15 like at these tournaments.
That's what I was like. I could see 50.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to be one of our smallest regionals.
Yeah, there's 27 people currently.
It's pretty close to Christmas. And
yes, that's the reason I think it's going to be the smallest regional. I think if you did a New York regional, not within a week of a major holiday in which you're supposed to be home, you could see 100 people very easily. Like, and you wouldn't even think about it. You'd just be like, yeah, man, I'm going to go. It's September. Like, why would I not go to that event? What's going on September 18th?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think the timing is going to be the biggest hindering factor to why people, one, because of like obviously Christmas, but then also a lot of people like, I don't know. I am a little worried about getting my flight canceled because of snow and stuff like that.
Sure, that's fair.
Which then would make me miss Christmas, and I don't want to do that. So I don't know, but I would like to get my day 2, and so I think we're gonna go for it.
Look, James, just follow in the path of your master's footsteps. You have to play the last chance qualifier, win that one. I didn't win, but like get qualified and then lose afterwards when you're like when it becomes like a big deal.
Yeah. See, I know that I can't last chance, so I gotta go. I gotta go get my pity points, and
I can only last chance if I decide to finally play the meta deck. I don't know what that deck is gonna be in February, but that's how I did it then. I was like, I don't know, Ghidorah seems really good. I'm gonna play it.
yeah, that's crazy. You just like off the rip was like, I guess I'm playing Ghidorah for this event, and then
I played
did as
him
well
like
as you did.
one event. Just like, I don't know. He seems really strong, and he seems cool. Every time I've touched him, he seems cool. So like, I'm in. I'm convinced. And then changed half my deck in the hotel room by myself, watching Law and Order SVU.
What is it with card gamers and SVU? That's so funny.
It's on TV, man.
Yeah, that's so funny. We were talking to Phil Birch throughout the weekend because we were kind of hanging out as a group, and there were multiple times he'd be like, "Yeah, I was, Nate was trying to sleep or something, and I was watching SVU or something like that." Or he mentioned it a couple times, and it's
watching Law and Order and doing deck stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny. You just like out of the blue, you're like, "Yeah, I was in my hotel room watching SVU." And I'm just like, is this a thing?
Maybe you just need to watch more SVU while doing your deck stuff.
Maybe I need to.
You gotta switch.
That's true.
Yeah, it gets you in that law brain, and you're thinking about the rules.
Yeah, that's fair. I did used to watch it, so maybe I'll have to bring it back.
Great show, honestly.
I agree.
All right, so he was doing all that nonsense. You already talked about your Saturday as well, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously Sunday, James, you didn't have shit to do.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Well,
So-
I'll tell you what we did on Sunday. We fucking slept until 3 p.m. because we were jet lagged. We woke up at 3 p.m. We went to bed at like midnight or something.
Nope.
Woke up at 3 p.m. Oh, did we not?
We went to bed at 5 in the morning.
Oh, my bad. Well, anyway,
It's
we
so
woke up at
late.
3 p.m.
Whoa,
I'm still
why were you guys
blaming
up so late?
Because
jet
that's
lag.
midnight in Tulsa.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
it was crazy. We
Fair
woke
enough.
up at we didn't set an alarm because I was like, well, James didn't top. We don't have a reason to go there early. Might as well sleep in. I'm thinking like I'll naturally wake up at like 10:30, 11, maybe 12 at the worst. No. James woke me up out of a dead sleep and was like, it's 3 p.m. And I was like, no, it's not. This isn't possible. Like,
I woke up and it was like the way that the curtains like worked, they were like not quite blackout curtains, but it was close enough. So I could not tell. And also the sun goes down at 4. So I was like, it's kind of dark out still. There's no way it's 3 in the morning because I went to bed at 5. And then I was like woke up and just trying to process what the 3 on my phone meant. And I was like,
What year is it?
yeah, literally. I was like, this doesn't work. And I was like, wait, it's 3 in the afternoon. And I like, yeah, I was,
let me tell you the best part about waking up at 3 p.m. The fucking sun set an hour later. Like, I left the hotel room and it was dark. I went to sleep and it was dark. I woke up and I got 0 sun exposure that day. It was an experience. That was really wild.
You got to live your best vampire life.
Yeah, I sure did. And you know what? It was very vampire coded, actually. That is a positive spin because we were in Scotland and it's very and it was like raining and like drizzly. It was very vampire-y.
I hear
Wasn't
that's
bad.
like a thing in the UK. It's kind of dreary.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say they're vampires.
No, I was saying like it's a very dreary area at certain times of the year, and this must be one of them.
Yeah, I don't think the sun came out while we were there. Like it was always just cloudy, which I like. I like clouds and rain, so that didn't really bother me. I prefer to have sunlight exposure. I don't prefer to wake up
At
in the
least
dark.
sometimes. Mhm.
But yeah.
So yeah, so you were saying the sun wasn't coming out tomorrow.
No, it did. I just missed it. We slept through all of it. We slept through all 4 hours of sunlight to get in Glasgow. So
Okay, so you guys slept in. Fair
Sure
enough.
did.
I don't necessarily blame you. I
yeah.
try to do that in some of our events sometimes too, and then everyone's like, "We should make content. You should be filming stuff." And I guess I get it out of my bed anyway. But after you inevitably
Yeah.
awoke from your dead slumber,
Yeah.
what did you guys do on Sunday?
Well, James, you go to the event first, so I'll let you go first.
yeah, I went to the event hall, met with Brett when I got there, because he was kind of hanging around, and he kind of let me know that, so one of the things that we typically do for events is we do Top Cut interviews.
Sure.
And he kind of, I guess, so we got there and the Top Cuts was over by 3. They finished. We missed like
You missed it all.
Yeah, and so I got there and I was like, "Hey, are any of the people still here?" And Kevin, the second place winner, was. Tam was in third, so he was there. And then first and fourth, I know first was definitely there. I believe the fourth was still there as well. But so basically everybody was still there, but he let me know that the first place person did not want to do interviews. And I believe the same was for fourth place.
I believe.
Correct. And then the second place person had actually left to go get lunch at the time.
Which that's not crazy. Obviously, you could talk to them afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I was told that they were coming back, so I was like, cool. And then just kind of throughout the day, we realized that I don't know if it's just like they are a little bit less social, which I think was what one of the people said is they were kind of a little bit shy, but they just didn't want to do interviews, which is totally fine.
We're not trying to pressure people into being in a video with us. For
absolutely not. So
except for Tam, you should have interviewed him anyway. It would have been funny.
That's fair.
We should have put him in the vlog, not in a video.
But I did get to speak with them. They showed me. I got to see the stuff that they got for winning. The mat and the card looks really cool. I believe they also got a chrome of one of the turtles, which was really cool.
Do you remember which turtle?
I don't.
No, because you said one of the turtles.
Yeah, I don't. I want to say it was maybe Leo, just from like what I'm trying to remember of what they look like.
I think Leo is the one that you're supposed to get.
Yeah.
So that sounds right.
But so we talked with them. I talked with some of the other people there, just kind of about the interviews, and they're like, "I don't want to do an interview." Cool. I still want to introduce myself and kind of talk to them a little bit.
Well, off the record, you wanted to like talk about your deck.
So yeah, it was nice talking to a few of them because we also wanted to do some interviews for, like Steph was saying, the kind of spotlight video. And I was talking to Brett about that. We got an interview with him because he actually won the retro event.
Good for him.
Yeah,
go, Brett.
He played. Well, we'll leave that for the video. I'm sure he's talked about it already, but
I'm sure he's also gonna post a video sometime soon about it too. So
yeah,
for sure.
But
if it's posted before this goes out, we'll link it.
But we talked to Brett about that, and then he kind of pointed us to some people that we could talk to about, just their experience. We got some really good interviews that we're excited to put in that showcase and have that come out. But that was kind of the main thing that I did, is I kind of just like walked around, got some footage, talked to some people. Some of the guys that we were traveling with, they were playing Guilty Gear pre-releases. That was pretty cool. We got to try a new format that we'll kind of talk about a little bit more. But it's do you know what Dan Dan is?
No.
From Magic?
Oh, kinda. Explain it to all the other people in the audience who may not know.
So Dan Dan is basically like a blue control mage matchup. There's a bunch of like spells that change effects and things like that. And there is only one creature, Dan Dan, which basically, if you get hit 5 times, you lose, because I believe it deals 4 damage. And so basically the whole idea is play Dan Dan and then try to hit your opponent with it. And then you guys share the same deck, same discard pile, and the other people are trying to get rid of your Dan Dans or steal them or put them on top of the decks. That way they can draw them and stuff like that. And so it's a really interesting kind of control format.
Mm-hmm.
Someone at I believe it was Murray, because he was the one that he was one of the judges there, and he's the one that brought the deck over. So I assume he's the one that's working on it, because he seemed to have a lot of information. But it's called Feather format, and basically you play as I'm trying to remember the name. I believe it's like Taisei, but it's an 8-hand size character with 2 health. And the only attack in the deck is Hawk's Feather.
The old Taisei character. Okay, that's funny as heck.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, and the only attack in the...
And then he like has like another... Or he transforms or whatever.
Yes, there's nothing in the deck that references the character. So the character does not matter. The only thing that matters is the fact that they've got 2 health. And then the only attack in the deck is Hawk's Feather. And there's things that give damage, take away speed. Obviously, Hawk's Feather does that. And so like your whole plan is you're trying to land with 2 feathers or 1 2 damage feather, and that's kind of the game is you're playing an order control matchup where you both have 2 health, and then that's kind of the game to figure out.
Because I assume the whole thing doesn't have a Taisei 2.
Correct. Yeah, there's no it's nothing in the deck references the character card.
He's a whole different version of himself.
Correct. He's blank. He's blank except for the fact that he's an 8-hander with 2 health.
It actually sounds really funny.
Yeah, it's like, pretty interesting.
That does sound like a really good time.
I only played 1 match because we were kind of swapping off, so everybody got a chance to play. 1 game. My opponent drew 6 feathers on turn 2. So after I blocked the 4th one,
feather,
I died.
Feather.
Yeah. So
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think Steph played a little bit of a longer game. But I like to see alternate formats like that. Obviously, people are working to make Heroic a thing and stuff like that.
I think it's a cool idea.
I think alternate formats that are like community based, that are like just based off kind of like a cool idea, is a really cool to see. And so seeing like something kind of like Dan in this feather format is really interesting, and I'm excited to see where it goes and kind of how it'll be, because they talk about, they did the same thing for Dan for a while where the deck goes through changes. Like you put things in and you're like, oh, this is too strong, this is too good. One of the things one of the things that they said originally was that they had Recovery Girl's Kiss in there, and because it basically just negates a feather, it was too good and it made the games go on too long.
For sure.
And things like that. So it's interesting to see how decks like that kind of come together over multiple rounds of testing and finding out what's good and what's not.
And what the community feels is fair play.
Correct.
Meanwhile, I'm going to say something that James would say as well, I'm sure. Steph was probably making herself prettier than usual and then came out. What were you doing after you came out into the VIP?
Well, I had to be on camera for all of this stuff because I was doing this.
So you did your makeup?
I did every day. It was exhausting. I hate that shit. It's a pain in the ass.
Just grow a beard. That's what I do to not have to do makeup.
Right.
It just saves all the trouble.
I did do my makeup, and also it's really cold there, so I had to wear 10 million layers every time I went outside. So I did that and went over and kind of just hung around and took some more footage, and we recorded some of the videos James was talking about for that spotlight video. I did try feather format. It was pretty fun.
It does sound cool.
I'd never seen a lot of those cards before because it was pretty much all retro cards,
stuff, right?
So I was it's
everything.
Yeah, so it was I'd never seen them before, and I was just kind of a little overwhelmed.
What does that say?
By all of that, I was just
sure.
So I did not play my best for sure.
What do my 8 cards say? I don't know. Okay, I'll build these. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think I was at 1 health at one point, and I was gonna play a card to block, but it was you lose the health if you play this card, and my opponent was like, "You're gonna die if you do that," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm not."
Well, then I guess I die anyway.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really fun, and I agree. I like seeing alternate formats and things like that.
Yeah,
I'm sad that we slept through the pre-release. That's the one thing that I really wanted to do, and we didn't get to. We did get pre-release kits that we haven't even opened yet, but
we gotta open those. We gotta see what cool stuff you got.
Yeah, I think we wanted
to
waiting
for mine in town.
We are too. Yeah, they had they actually had product delays there as well. So I think that they were planning on the vendors were planning on selling Strive in the it was just a small vendor hall. There was 2 vendors outside the venue or outside the event space. So they were. I think they were.
Bars are only 2, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think they were planning on selling Strive product if they could.
Totally.
Or just at least doing pre-release stuff. But they couldn't because they also had delays for their shipments, and it wasn't coming till Monday. And of course the event ended on Sunday. So I was lucky to get 2 pre-release kits because they went real fast.
I do not doubt that. The Chiaki token is cool, and then also I think a lot of people are super hyped for Guilty Gear.
Yeah,
just
I think so.
In general.
For sure. But yeah, that was pretty much it. And then we went out to dinner afterwards and had a great time. Did a little sampling of the local alcohol, and that was always fun.
I'm an alcohol enjoyer.
I do, yeah. It was it was good. Had a good time, and then went home and slept. then they played Commander again, I think.
Probably.
Think so.
I was going to say, I also know you, Steph, are obviously an alcohol enjoyer. You ate like 18 cherries that were alcoholic.
I sure did. I'm a cherry enjoyer first and foremost. The alcohol was, it was just there.
Alcohol is secondary.
It was very present. But yeah, secondary.
So, Steph, you were saying you went and laid down and they played Commander. That's cool or whatever. If you're a nerd who plays card games for fun.
Couldn't be me. I just talk about card games.
Exactly. Same. I've never played a card game in my life. Did you guys leave on Monday, or when did you guys leave Scotland, come back home?
Yeah, we actually didn't leave until Wednesday, which is the day before Thanksgiving. So we gave ourselves kind of a little bit of time to explore Scotland and sightsee. It was our first time, going overseas, so definitely wanted to do that.
For sure.
So Monday we had a tour of Edinburgh with the guys that were there with us from the trading post, and
Yeah,
like, that
TPP.
was that was amazing. Like, so fun, most fun I've ever had on a trip. Period. Like, great seeing all these old buildings. Like, we were impressed by the stuff in Glasgow, and then we went to Edinburgh, and we were like, holy shit! Like, it was crazy. We got to see the castle. We got to see Holyrood Palace, which was really neat. Actually, one of my favorite parts of the trip, which I was surprised by. I didn't know if I would like the palace that much, but cool to see. There's like an abbey behind the palace that like.
There's a few abbeys in that area.
Yeah, but like that one
3 or 4.
specifically, I like walked into it and I was like, oh, I see where Elden Ring got the inspiration when they did all their churches like out in where like in the world map. Like literally, I was like walking into an Elden Ring church.
Catholicism, yes, exactly where it stole a lot of
pretty
inspiration.
much. Yeah. I hate to be that guy that's like, oh, beautiful history, my video game, but it was like
video game.
It was like I walked in
You're
and I was
actually
like,
that
oh,
girl, first
yeah,
off.
true, yeah. I used that guy gender neutral.
I know what you mean. Yeah, guy is a gender neutral term.
Edinburgh Castle was super, super cool. We walked around. We got to see like the little twisty turny alleys, that like supposedly Harry Potter Diagon Alley or whatever was based on, which I could see.
Okay, that's cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then cobblestone everywhere. We saw a Scotty dog in Scotland. That was exciting.
A Scottish Terrier in Scotland?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then topping it off, my favorite part of the trip was the holiday market in Edinburgh. That was really fun. I was hoping we would get a chance to go there, and it was gigantic. It was kind of in the city center, and they just had like more mulled wine, of course, and then they had like a bunch of like food and like little like stalls that sold like little Christmas trinkets, and things like that. So it was it was a great time. Edinburgh on Monday was great, and then Tuesday we kind of just headed back to Glasgow and like what did we do on Tuesday? Actually, I don't remember. What did we do?
I wasn't there.
We just went shopping. We went around and we went to like bookstores, and we went to the Christmas market that Glasgow was putting on. Went to the mall that was there. Just to kind of see. Did you know that they still have like real toy stores there? Like,
yeah,
like Toys R Us style.
They have KB Toys. No.
Like it wasn't. At first, I thought it was like a Lego store.
That would be weird.
I thought it was like a Lego store, and then they had Legos, but then also it like went back, and it was like all kinds of just like like action figures and like little kids like ride on toys and stuff like that. Yeah, and I was just like, this is just like straight up like a Toy Story. It just doesn't like exist in America anymore, at least not the way it used to. So it was like very interesting to see that that's still like a thriving business there.
So first off, I'm gonna take a little bit of offense that Steph was like, "This is the best trip I've ever had," and I wasn't even there.
I know. I'm so sad that you guys weren't there.
But it's okay.
It's very sad.
It's fine. I won't cry myself to sleep tonight thinking about it. It'll be okay.
Well, maybe we'll get a chance when you guys become like pro. Well, okay, when you guys become pro Rift founders, we'll get a chance because they're doing like international stuff all the time. And if you guys start winning, then it'll be like financially feasible to like go to these tournaments. Because it's like, right? You guys are making thousands, yeah. But then also like when UVS, I'm sure they will when they start doing like international tournaments again eventually. Like I would be open to going to another one.
I really hope so. I do think that's like.
That's kind of what they said, right? Their plan is
bad
like
plan.
2027.
Like the only downside of their 2026 plan is that there's no international plan to speak of. Other than that, obviously, I'm glad you guys had a blast. It sounds like it was a really cool time. And obviously flew home, and I assume that was basically the same as the flight to.
Oh, not quite. Slightly different.
Oh, okay, my bad.
There's a slight difference.
The flights.
I
The
let
flight
me.
was about the same.
Yeah, being on the airplane was about the same. I will draw your attention to two facts. The first fact, we flew home the day before Thanksgiving. The second
Hmm.
fact, we had a layover at DFW. So I'm gonna let you put two and two together
Hey,
and
I've been
figure
there
out why
plenty
it
of
was
times.
terrible.
How long was that layover? Out of
About
curiosity.
an hour, and we used about an hour 20 of it. So we were very lucky that we caught our flight coming back. Did you guys know that when you go international and you check bags and you come back and you swap from an international to a domestic flight, you have to fucking recheck your bags and go through TSA again? I didn't know that. I did not know that.
I
So that
kind of
was
knew that,
terrible.
but I've never done it. Or
Yeah.
I should say, I only got told a lot of stories from my family when I came back as a little baby from
Mm-hmm.
international.
Yeah, when we arrived in Scotland, one of the guys with us was like, "You guys brought a lot of bags, like basically like giving a shit for overpacking." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I get it now. I see now why you don't want to check bags when you
Perhaps
travel
you
internationally."
overpacked.
Because yeah, that sucked. We taxied for like 30 minutes when we landed because of
Hmm.
whatever, because DFW, and then
Yeah,
we had to get our bags from the baggage carousel. That took like 30 minutes, another 30 minutes. Then we had to drop them off to get them rechecked. Then we had to get through TSA, which was another 16 minutes, and then we like full tilt sprinted from TSA like security to our gate, and like they were boarding late anyway, so it worked out. But like I
luckily.
yeah, I was like, and in the TSA line, I was like trying to figure out if I could like just get a rental so that we could just drive from the airport home if needed because we only live like 4 hours away. And I
True.
was like, they're sold out. Why are they sold out? I couldn't get a rental anywhere. Well, when we got home, James was like, check this out. And he showed me like completely stopped gridlocked traffic of people trying to leave DFW on that Wednesday. So,
What
yeah.
what time? So this is a me question that's
Hmm.
going to vaguely tie into some other stuff that went on with my life around right after that time. What time did you guys land in DFW?
It's like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I think we landed at 7. Our next plane left at like 8:30.
In the morning?
No, in the evening on Wednesday.
Oh, dang. Well,
Why?
I was driving through Dallas at like 7:30 p.m.
Ooh, how awful was it?
I had no problems in Dallas. Dallas was the smoothest it's probably ever been in my life.
You
That's
probably
funny.
It sounds
you
like
probably
everybody was at DFW like
Yeah.
idiots, and I was driving down 35 like it didn't even matter.
you probably could have seen our plane come in then.
I wonder.
Well, the only reason I was like, wow, dang, I wish I had known, because there's definitely world I would have picked you guys up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Big
so
deal.
true. That's funny.
Like I was in Dallas probably 8 p.m.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that
we were
was
there.
the exact same time
And then
we
of
were
course I
there.
drove to the same place we were all going. So I'm like, man,
That's funny.
it is funny. Mostly just because I'm like, I didn't have any problem in Dallas. I
It's
had
funny
different
that our
problems
like
on my trip.
8 hour plane ride from another country landed at the same time that you were driving up through that same area.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I left work, and then obviously I had other traffic because I left work at a normal work time, and so there was a lot of rush hour traffic. And then when I got out of my city, it was pretty much just smooth sailing. I definitely ended up getting home late, or later than I thought I would, but not so late that I probably could have just picked you guys up. But like we were coordinated in that way, so.
Yeah.
And you guys were gonna get to fly home. So it sounds like you guys probably got home the same time I got to my family's home. Well,
Possibly.
give or take.
We came in. We got in around
You
like
probably got there a little earlier than me because flying is still way faster than a car.
yeah. I think we got in probably around like 10 or 11 maybe.
If
Somewhere
you guys
around there.
got back by 11, it really was only like an hour.
Yeah, but we did indeed make it back safely.
Obviously, because you're here for the podcast.
Yep,
Unless
we're
I'm a
here
ghost.
now, nice and relaxed. Sick,
But
also, both of us got sick, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. I'm less sick than James, so it's fine.
do you even know that it was from the that whole event, or maybe you guys are just weak?
Yeah, one of the guys was sick, so I'm pretty sure it was pretty sure it was from them.
Fair enough. Okay, well, so TPP made you sick.
Yeah.
They were performing biological warfare against us. So
Yeah.
we'll bring that up in a later episode. But I have other things to talk about. I don't care about this anymore. You're home now, so we don't have to talk about that now. So we do have a couple other things he sort of wanted to touch on. Guilty Gear is out. Asterisk. We'll talk about that a little bit, maybe too. And there was at least one change, and that was to Bridget. James, do you want to talk about Bridget's change?
Yeah, so Bridget did get an errata to her enhance, which previously used to say flip one card in your card pool, this attack gets +2 or -2 speed, and it now says flip one other card in your card pool, this attack gets +2 or -2 speed, which pretty much fixes a lot of the infinite loop combos that people were talking about, except like you can kind of still do them, but you now need like 3 copies of them and checking
Yes. So
like
I do think that like what you're saying there is like if you need 3 copies of a card and another card and then you have to do it, it's way harder.
Yeah, and you actually get punished for checking poorly because now you're playing them on 5s instead of 4s and all kinds of stuff. So essentially, those loops are dead. They still exist, but at a much harder price point.
And unless there's a world where that loop is good enough that you can just only play safe and that's really all you have left.
Because like the thing is like
where it's not really a punishment because there's no way you ever check less than a 5 enough times.
Yeah, like you used to be able to do it
the Deku thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you used to be able to do it off of 2 fillet flings. Now you need 3 because you have to be able to because you pick up a face down on response and you flip a different card in your card pool. So now you have to be able to play 3 fillet flings, flip 1, play your third one, pick up the flipped one, and then you can do the thing. But again, like then you're playing on 5s, which means if you check poorly, there's a higher. If you're trying to mill out someone's entire deck using that, you also have to go through pretty much your entire deck, which means you're going to check your bad checks, which just makes it less consistent, much less consistent, almost to the point where it's
way
non-viability. Yeah. So good change, I think. Obviously, I thought I was going to have fun doing goofy stuff with infinite combos, but I do think that this is much more fair.
I 100% agree. It is way more fair and way more in the spirit of the game to actually have to play those attacks, which was not as true.
It also stops the goofy invisible infiltration, debuild your entire opponent's stage thing that was going on, where they would play invisible,
you play it, you
remove
flip it doesn't ever actually resolve, so that's gone forever.
Correct.
And you just do it over and over, and then you play out the game. And that's kind of effed up, actually. You said that, and I was like, I immediately see the line, and I hate it. Yeah. This is not cool. It's not an okay thing to do to people.
Yeah, it's super messed up.
So luckily, we got rid of those things. I think Bridget's cool. So I'm excited to see her as like a character who's trying to win the game in a more traditional way. Because no one was thinking about that yet.
Yeah, there is like a little bit of ambiguity with the wording, kind of like because the reason it says flip one other card, not like flip a card other than this attack, and so like if you're like hyper rules lawyering, technically, like with the way it's written, you can still flip the attack you're playing because you're not flipping your character card, and like that it's weird the way it like references it. But
I would argue no, because when it references things in Enhance, it's referencing during the card that you've played.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still the attack you've played, right?
Yeah.
So I do think that it's probably safe.
Everybody knows what it means, and so like if you try to do it, they'll call a judge, and then they'll tell you to not flip your attack. So I assume that's how it would work. I sure hope, but
I really hope so too. Or I guess I'm still playing Bridget.
But I think it's really good. I'm excited to actually get the product and see what we get and put some stuff together and get practicing because Buffalo's coming up very soon and Worlds will be right after. So
right after is a little bit of a misnomer, but it is still very soon. I don't have to go to Buffalo, luckily. I got where I wanted to be, which is in day 1, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll just try and win out and live my best life. We'll see what happens. A few of us are cooking up some cool decks that we're excited to try and show for the world scene. Obviously, other cards will get released between then and now, so our builds might not even be right yet. But
Are there
we're
going to be
really
anything else
excited.
released between now and Worlds?
I believe, and this is just a me thing, that we're going to get the KOF Challenger decks
Ah,
between then and Worlds.
interesting.
And then Worlds, and then right after Worlds, we'll get Battle for Kaiju, which will, of course, rotate us.
Right. Interesting. I wonder if that's the case.
I've heard that January is the time for that deck. Or those 2 decks, probably.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if the Worlds event, I feel like once we finish this round of regionals, like, you just have a couple months to brew and test your decks, and then and make them good for Worlds. But then, like, now you have to worry about a month before the event a new series of cards dropping that may or may not change all of what you've been working for. I don't know that I would like that.
I kind of agree. I kind of wish that our releases were in a more like setup thing, and then we had like this interim time between the last regional and Worlds. But at least by rumor, that's not what we're doing this next time, which is fine. I'm excited for the KOF decks. I think those are really going to be really cool, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Obviously.
Oh, speaking of which, James going to Buffalo, where there's gonna be a Strive product for prizing. So I have decided that I'm now James's sponsor, and now that he's top twice, any product he wins, he's got to give it to me, because I've recently learned that that's how sponsorships work. Is the players go to these events? I did not know this. Players go to these events, they win things, and then the sponsor gets their winnings, and then they use it to like put it in their card store or like do whatever they want with it.
Typically,
I didn't know that was an option. So now that I know that's an option, that's what we're doing. James has to go win prizing so that I can open all of it.
You heard it here first. Obviously, James is the man who will do this, while Response on Play will sponsor him to not suck, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we'll get something out of our investment.
Boy, y'all are putting your eggs in the wrong basket.
I agree, but I'm not the one footing the bill yet.
Yeah, well, this is your trial period, James. I expect great things from you.
I'm gonna come 27th in a 26-person tournament and then never show my face again.
Oh, if only we thought you would quit a game after you were dead last. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be a good time. I look forward to a few weeks from now talking about Buffalo. Right? It's Buffalo? Yep. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, Buffalo.
That's right.
So I look forward to talking about that in the future. But with that, as always, please like, comment, subscribe. Anytime you guys interact with us, we really appreciate it. When you're talking to us in comments, we can see your likes, we can watch your videos, etc. We really appreciate all that support. But I have been Brian. I actually think she's trying to maybe eat me.
I'm Steph, and she's telling me that she's not. She just likes you.
And I'm James. I'm just the other guy.